What's going on, everybody? GameStradamus here, giving you a little defensive rush match on Karkand today. I'm going to be rolling with the engineer class. I've been doing a bunch of work on a couple more Gamer 101s. So this is one of the gameplays that I had that I was taking some engineer footage from. You'll perhaps recognize it once you see those Gamer 101s. Not quite sure when I'm going to release them. I'm trying to get a couple of them done so that I can, start doing that as a series like every single week. Try to narrow them down so they're a little bit more manageable. Because 5 really full-fledged topics, it's always like a 10-minute video. So it's quite a lot of footage and editing and stuff to go over. Which takes time, especially without a team to kind of help me build that out and run it. So anyway, just trying to narrow those down so they're a little more manageable, and then start doing series on different games, because I think it's kind of fun for me to do, and I think it's a good series to kind of get people acquainted with the games and I don't know, function better as a team, I guess, so you don't piss off other people you're playing with. Anyway, I'm using I think it's the G36C. Yeah, that's what I just killed that guy with. This gun's pretty legit. The A91, I kind of like that one, but I think the G36 might be my favorite engineer gun. I haven't really played with the M4, or there's some variant of the M4, which is I think the last one you unlock. Or any of the new ones that you unlock for the downloadable content packs, but this one's pretty solid. It's more like one of the medic assault rifles. I feel like I have pretty good accuracy, and it fires relatively quickly and has some good punch to it. I think I'm rolling with some RPGs this match, and AT mines, trying to do a lot of vehicle defense. You'll see when you watch those Gamer 101s and stuff that the engineer really needs to focus on just killing vehicles, especially on defense, because the attacking side usually gets some superior firepower in a lot of the maps, like in certain sections, at least in terms of vehicles. So you really have to kind of manage those and take those down before they get into certain areas, like the zones that they need to capture, and just start blowing up all the buildings, and then all their teammates are spawning to them. The vehicles can really cause you a headache. So I've been trying to just focus on vehicles. Here we're kind of spawn camping them for the moment. Definitely learned, and I don't know why I'm doing it this match. Getting greedy. Definitely should have killed that guy. I feel like I was shooting him first. But I definitely learned that trying to, get as far up as you can onto their spawn is never a good idea, because it's such a wide area to cover that you can never really do it alone. If your whole team or a good majority of your team's up there, it's one thing, but that never works because there's always somebody that slips by somehow, and then they can go and plant both the objectives, and then you have to run back, and then the attacking team just runs behind you and cleans you up. So I always try to float around mid-map so that I can get around to what's going on. If I need to go and heal a vehicle or try to take something out, or go and disarm a bomb or something, defend certain areas. Definitely the way to go. Because if you're on defense, the enemy team's eventually going to make their way to you. So there's no point in trying to go and spawn kill them, unless your team's being greedy and you're not getting any kills and you want to do that. But if you're just a little bit patient, you know that their team's always going to come to you eventually. So anyway, here I am again trying to camp this side because my team is clearly over on the left. I cut up this footage just a little bit. Just barely, just a couple just respawning and running around parts that just were kind of pointless. But anyway, now the vehicles have kind of respawned again. They kind of come in sections. Oh, text message. Anyway, you can see once the vehicles start getting up here, they can just start leveling buildings. That whole front building is just completely destroyed, and the building that I'm in, the entire wall is down. So once these buildings are down, it becomes easier and easier for the attacking side to get closer and closer to the objectives. And you know, the defending side really has no place to take cover. I mean, I guess that goes the same way for the attacking side, but you know, if they can get a couple of kills in a row, they can make a good push and you know, get up to the next set of buildings. You like that little double kill with the RPG before? It is pretty fun destroying vehicles. You notice a couple times in this map I was placing AT mines. Those things are really nasty if vehicles drive over them, and it's always fun if you throw them out and the vehicle's just charging in, like blowing everything up, thinking that it has its way, and then all of a sudden it just gets immediately annihilated. Yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty happy that the NBA got their shit together and that that's back on. I always enjoy watching a couple good basketball games here and there. Not quite sure what my team is anymore. I live in LA, and the Clippers have been looking pretty nasty. So that might be my new team I might be rooting for. I learned a while ago it's kind of silly to be a fan. And no offense to people out there, because I'm sure plenty of you are diehard fans for certain teams of whatever sport. But I used to be a Golden State Warrior fan when I used to live up north in Sonoma County. And you know, you fall in love with the team, you know, which really ends up being, you know, players that you really like, and then all of a sudden, you know, trading season or the next season comes around, and a lot of your players just all of a sudden get traded away for no good reason. So you start to learn that basketball, or really any sport, is really just a business, and if the lockout didn't prove that even more, then I don't know. But you know, when it comes down to it, like, the team aspect's kind of silly because, you know, you're kind of rooting for, like, the owner more, like, you know, and instead of just, like, individual players. So I've learned that I enjoy watching a good, you know, competitive match of any kind of sport. But I like to root more for certain players rather than certain teams, just because if I start rooting for a team, I know they're just going to be torn apart in the next couple of years, so it's kind of silly. And I refuse to be a Lakers fan. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't take Kobe anymore. He's amazing, but I don't know. Can't respect a rapist. Anyway, that's my basketball rant. As you can see, we're kind of cleaning up here. We're kind of holding them to this first section. So this is our last little run here. I really like this G36. It's a great gun for medium range. You really got to watch trying to like fight snipers because it kind of tapers off when you start getting into really long ranges. But you know, at medium longish, it's pretty legit. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll be back with some more stuff soon, and I'll see you around. Have a good one.